Hi everyone, welcome back. I am Emily, and the idea came to me that since I am definitely not going to read 8 books this month, like any sort of proper booktuber, that it would be really fun to make a reading and writing vlog over the course of each month, and at the end sort of do the monthly reading wrap-up section of the video. Because I am sort of good at reading, sort of good at writing, sort of good at taking cute videos of my dogs, and 100% good at panicking about whatever I'm doing in my life at the moment, which at this moment is school. The 2 books I am planning on reading this month are A Darker Shade of Magic by Victoria Schwab, so excited, and Winter's Fury by A.E. Rain. And before we get started, I would just like to say that I saw this book on Amazon and it looked cool, and I got my library to order it from me, and then I came home and saw it. This is the first book in a series. It's just the first book. Why? I'm going to tell you right now. This book, I'm telling you, I'm not going to finish it in a month. I'm sorry. So this is a book that's first in the series that exists. Okay. Anywho, these are the books I'm planning on reading onto the vlog, and I will see you guys throughout and at the end.
Hey, Rosie, what's that? What's that? Oh boy, you get it. Did you get it? Huh? Oh boy. Oh jeez. Do you mind? What'd you find, Rosie? Rosie, what'd you find? What'd you find, Rosie? Hey, Rosie. Are you happy? All right, come on. Come on. Come on. Good girls. Good girls.
It is Wednesday, January 15th at about 10 in the morning. I am about to head off to school, but quick update. This much through Winter's Fury. Good lord, this is a really big book. I am liking it so far. The story is very good. One thing I will say is it is very overwritten and reads a bit like fan fiction, and I know this is a self-published book, and I hate saying like bad things about self-published books that are definitely have like passion behind them, but this could use an editor, it's all I'm saying. It definitely has sympathetic characters and sympathetic protagonists and some really scummy characters who are great to hate. I am also listening to the audiobook for A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, which is, oh, it's so great. It is so great. I am so happy. It is so great. I am about 3.5 hours into listening to the audiobook from my library, which means I have about 8 hours to go. It's great because I can listen to it while I'm doing homework, which is what I was doing yesterday. It's such a good story. I love the main character. I love how the narrator portrays the main character. The ways that the magic works in the book is fantastic, which I will talk about more later. Okay, hello. I have approximately 42 seconds before I need to go to class. What is it? It's no. It's Tuesday. Yesterday was a holiday. I am sitting in the school parking lot. The sunrise was fantastic. The traffic was not. Quick update, 3 hours left on a Darker Shade of Magic audiobook. I listened to about 3 hours yesterday. It's really good. I don't have enough good things to say about it so far. I love Kel, and Delilah is annoying in a good way. And I'm about halfway through Winter's Fury. I wrote a story on Sunday. It was 750 words. I don't know if it's really a very good story, but they are new words and they're vaguely story shaped, so gotta go. Okay, bye. Okay, welcome back, you guys. It is Friday, January 31st. I can't believe it's January 31st already. I think I'm going to say that at the end of each of these vlogs. Quick writing update first. I wrote 2 pieces of flash fiction over the course of this month. They were both for a little contest within my writing group. They were both 750 words, and one was about a monster and one was about an evil forest sort of thing. I don't really know. We'll see if that one turns into a real story later on. The other thing I'm working on, which I am working on today because the contest deadline is today, so of course I started yesterday, even though I've known about this for months, because panic is a great motivator. So you know what I'll be doing today? That short story is probably going to be a couple thousand words. It is for a contest called the Bain Memorial Short Story Contest. It is a very specific theme for the contest, where the stories have to take place within 50, 60 years from now about the future of manned space exploration, which is not my genre, but I am stubborn and I want to win it. So after I record this, I'm basically going to sit my butt on the bed, upload this vlog, and continue to write until unknown hours in the evening. Tomorrow I'll put a comment up and you guys can find out if I failed or not. Okay, on to the 1.5 books that I read. The first book I'm going to talk about is the one I attempted to read, and in my defense, I got halfway through, which is about the size of a normal novel. So I read enough pages to read 2 novels, if that sort of counts. Because look at this thing, okay? I got to right here, so I read all of this, which is, you know, it's not terrible. My opinions on this book are pretty much the same as I had on the last little update on the vlog, and that is that the writing bugs me, but the storyline is really, really good. This is a Viking-inspired novel set in a very cold, wintry kingdom. The main character is a warrior princess named Jael. She is married off to a neighboring kingdom's prince who is a drunken but kind of sweet pain in the ass, I guess. But she doesn't want to marry him, and he doesn't want to marry her, and they're both sleeping with other people, but they're being forced to being married, and now they're sort of starting to like each other, like halfway through, as books like this go, which is not a complaint because I love the forced into the marriage or the situation where they're sort of stuck with each other and they hate each other and then they turn into like lovey, squishy, kissy faces at the end. I like that kind of stuff. Second thing about the writing is I mentioned that it sort of reminds me of fan fiction writing, and it's very hard for me to explain exactly why I think that, but the first couple of pages, the impression I almost got was, first of all, it head hops a lot. You will be hopping through characters' heads within paragraphs, and that took a while for me to get used to. And there was also, I don't want to say over-the-top descriptions, but all the characters sort of just know things about other characters that they've known for a while. I mean, it makes sense that they know them, but it's always like, character X knew this about her granddaughter, or character X knew this about his fiery lover, and I'm just... something about that reminds me of fanfiction writing. Not to say that fanfiction writing is like a lesser quality, and I gotta say that I love a good fanfiction. I'm actually really enjoying this book. It's just that the writing threw me off for a couple of chapters, and it reminded me of fanfiction, and that is the closest approximation to why that I can come up with right now. In other words, though I have not great things to say about the writing, I do overall really enjoy the book. Okay, on to the book I actually did finish. It's so good! I'm so happy that it is. Is this the right way up? Yes, okay. A Darker Shade of Magic is about a world where alternate versions of London exist, and the main character, Kel, and only one other person on the planet has the ability to travel to these alternate dimensions of London where there are various levels of magic, and it's so great. Again, I am trying to keep this a spoiler-free vlog, but I wrote down 3 notes, just 3, because I was listening to this on audiobook the whole time while I was doing homework, so I wasn't really making notes or putting tabs in the book, but I have 3 things that I wrote down on my little Google Doc that were my immediate thoughts. Number 1, within the first couple of chapters, I was loving this book so much because the brotherly relationship between Kel, the main character, and Rai, his adopted brother, is so great. I gotta tell you right here and right now that I love sibling relationships in books, which is hilarious because I'm an only child. But sisterly and brotherly relationships where they actually love each other and are affectionate and like hug and say that they care about one another. I can't talk. Where they say they care about one another just makes my heart get all melty. And second point is, again, I don't want to say spoilers, so I'll just say there was a certain character that got stabbed and I thought was going to die, and I was listening to the audiobook in the middle of my art class and I almost screamed out loud in the middle of my art class. That is the amount of invested I was in the character who was actually a rather minor side character. I almost screamed. Okay. Point number 3, the magic system of this book is very Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I love it. The magic that allows Kel and the one other dude to travel between the alternate dimensions of London also give them the ability to basically manipulate elements, and there is a point in the book where there is an elemental magic fight. I feel like I am the last person on booktube and possibly planet Earth to read this novel as per usual, but for anyone who hasn't, please go read this damn novel. It is... I would also just like to give a huge shout out to the awesome narrator of this book, on at least the version that I listen to, whose name totally escapes me, and my internet is down right now, so I will flash the name up. He is great. His voice, I feel, really worked for Kel, who is kind of a sulky, deadpan, snarky guy without being annoying type of sulky. He's just sort of, And I think the narrator plays his voice really, really well. And I think he does Lila's voice, the secondary main character, really, really well, and that I found her quite annoying, but in an endearing sort of way, and by the end I kind of adored her. So shout out to the narrator. Yeah, this book, 5 out of 5 stars. I need to read the next ones, and I'm sad because my library doesn't have the audiobooks to the next 2. So that was my January reading and writing wrap up / vlog / the time I definitely got rained on. I hope you guys enjoyed this style of wrap up video. If you did, let me know in the comment section. I always love to hear from you guys. I upload videos on Fridays about writing and or books and or every once in a while, movies. So hit that subscribe button and ding that little notification bell if you would like to be updated every time I freak out about something, don't like something, or have cute videos of my dogs. Like I mentioned, leave a comment and share the love, and I will see you all next week. Bye!